Okay, let's unpack this. For our deep dive today, we're looking at neurodiverse marriages.
Yeah.
And specifically this critical moment in a conflict.
Right.
Where one partner seems to just completely check out. Our sources suggest that what looks like hostile stonewalling is actually something else entirely.
It really is.
It's more like a computer suffering a massive voltage spike and just powering down.
That distinction is so important. Stonewalling, in therapy, it's seen as an intentional act, a choice.
A hostile one, usually.
Exactly. But an autistic shutdown is physiological. It's an inability to function, not a psychological game.
So what's going on under the hood? Why does the system reach that breaking point so much faster?
What's fascinating here is the neurobiology. The autistic nervous system often runs with a deficit in what's called sensory gating.
Okay, what does that mean in practice?
It means the brain doesn't filter out irrelevant stimuli. The buzzing from the lights, the traffic outside, it's all being processed in, excruciating detail all day.
So the person's stress bucket, so to speak, is already almost full before a conflict even starts.
Precisely. The argument isn't the cause, it's just the final drop that overflows the whole system.
And is this different from what therapists call emotional flooding?
Very different. Flooding in a neurotypical brain is that high-energy sympathetic nervous system response. It's fight or flight.
Right.
A shutdown is the freeze response. It's a shift into the dorsal vagal state, the most primitive defense mechanism we have.
The brain is basically playing possum.
You got it. And complex functions like speech just go offline. That's where you get the intense brain fog, that feeling of heaviness.
And then there's the complication of alexithymia, right? Where you can't even identify your own emotions.
Yes, and that's a huge piece of the puzzle. Many autistic partners miss those internal warning signs. The racing heart, the tight chest, they can't read the gauges.
So they go from feeling fine to complete system failure in a flash.
With almost no warning.
If the root is biological, how does it become such a destructive relational trap?
Well, it creates what some call the double empathy problem, a bidirectional failure to understand.
How so?
The neurotypical partner is usually seeking connection through talking it out, through more words. But for the autistic partner whose system is crashing, that's like turning up the volume on a speaker that's already blown.
It's more sensory input.
Exactly. They perceive it as pressure and noise, not love. So they retreat further, which makes the NT partner pursue harder, and you see the cycle.
A classic pursuer-distancer dynamic,
Yeah.
but on neurobiological steroids.
Yes. And it shows why standard talk therapy so often fails in these moments. It demands the very skill verbal processing that has been taken offline.
So what's the solution? What did the research suggest?
A completely different approach, the low arousal framework, where the number one priority is to just lower the sensory and emotional temperature.
And that's where this idea of a shutdown card comes in.
Yes, this is a game changer. It's a nonverbal protocol you agree on when you're both calm.
So when words fail, the autistic partner can just hand over a card?
Or show it on their phone, yeah. It says something like, I am in shutdown, I can't talk right now. I need to go to a quiet room for 30 minutes.
But the other partner has to honor that.
Absolutely. That's the pause rule. No pursuing. Recovery needs sensory deprivation, not conflict resolution.
Okay, but doesn't that just give one person a free pass to exit any difficult conversation?
That's the key part of the agreement. It's not an exit forever. It's a pause. The protocol has to include a plan to reconnect later, maybe through asynchronous communication.
Like texting or writing it down.
Right. It removes the pressure of real-time verbal formulation.
So if you zoom out, it's like a cross-cultural relationship where the cultures are neurological.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's about mutual accommodation, not trying to fix the other person.
And the most powerful proactive step.
It's probably interoception training for the autistic partner. Learning to recognize those very early physical signs, that rumbling stage before the crash.
So you can call a 5-minute timeout instead of having a 5-hour shutdown.
Exactly. It's about preemption, not just recovery.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, our listener. In your own relationships, what do you think is the more crucial boundary to set? The one that demands a conversation or the one that demands regulation first?
Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you.